Hi friends. We have a little different setup today. Hopefully it will all work. Technology is so fun. I think I have everything set so we won't have too many disturbances, although Edison is here with us today, of course. So you never know what's going to happen. So when you're ready, roll out your mat and come to your comfortable seat. Rest your hands. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a few deep breaths. Allow yourself to arrive to this moment simply by being here now. Forgetting about the past, forgetting about the future, and embracing this moment. Breathe, smooth, deep breath. This life force for every moment to center yourself and to remind yourself that this breath is with you all the time and it's easy to come back to because it's always here, expanding, condensing, gently rocking the body, nourishing every cell. Gently now draw your chin towards your chest. Ease the eyes open. We're going to lower down onto our backs. So once you've come down onto your back, just draw the knees in toward the chest and rock a little side to side, waking up the back, giving a little massage. And then we'll plant the feet on the floor. Arms can be out like a capital T. And we'll pick up the hips and move them over to the left 3 or 4 inches. Wrap the right leg over the left and then maybe around again behind the ankle. Oops, let's do that again. We shifted our hips to the left, so we're going to bring the left knee on top. I promise to be human. And then shift the knees over to the right. So this left shoulder may come up off the ground, and that's perfectly fine. If you need to place a little blanket there for some support, if you have any challenges or injuries in this shoulder, that's perfectly lovely too. You can just grab a little pillow or a blanket. And rest here and allow that shoulder to sink, sink, sink. You can gaze over the left shoulder, moving into this reclined eagle twist. Today we're playing with eagle pose, a symbol of freedom and courage. And right now we need to have some defined freedom in this unique time in history. So when you're ready, we'll roll back onto the back and unwind the legs, shifting the hips first into center, and then pick up the hips and move them over to the right 3 or 4 inches. And then our right knee will cross over the left. Wrap again on the ankles if you like, if that feels okay to you. And we'll drop the knees over to the left, sinking the right shoulder. Now I know some of you that practice with me have dogs, and I've heard that your dogs look around whenever they hear Ed bark, like, where's that friend? So hopefully at least there's some humor in the disruption. And your dogs are all waking up. So you can gaze over your right shoulder for a couple more breaths, just allowing that right shoulder to sink. Feeling into this twist for the low back, side ribs. Noticing the sensations in the body. One more breath. Inhale, wind the left foot back to the ground, unwind the legs, and bring the hips back to center. Reach your hands towards your heels, pressing the hands downward, roll the shoulders downward, and lift the hips. Easy bridge. Chin tucks toward chest, palms press down. You may walk your shoulders under a little bit more, maybe lifting the hips just a little bit more. And then exhale, sink. And draw the soles of the feet together for reclined cobbler's pose. Letting the thighs drop open, the elbows release out to the sides, making some space across the upper chest. Enjoy the breath. Wind the feet back to the earth, and we'll walk the heels in nice and close, reaching the hands toward the heels. Press the palms downward, then roll the upper shoulders downward and the upper arm bones down toward the earth. Exhale the belly button toward the spine, lift the tail up, up, up toward the ceiling. Clasp, if you like, underneath, and walk the shoulders towards each other. Chin drops toward chest. Be sure to keep your gaze upward. And root into the feet. You can press down even more into the feet, coming higher. Explore the edge. Thighs are parallel. One more breath. Exhale, unwind the shoulders and sink one vertebra at a time. This time, heel and toe the feet apart, let the knees drop together for constructive rest pose, releasing the psoas. And you can rest your fingers on your hip points for a moment. Being with the breath. Staying yoked to this smooth and flowing support for your practice. And then as into our feet close again, so they're hips width distance, and then we'll walk them in. Maybe take a hold of your ankles if you're ready for something deep, and then pull lifting up. So my heels have to come off the floor, but I'm going to continue to do that. There's just not enough space to lift my hips. So play your way in, maybe walking the feet a little farther away. If you love a good back bend, you can tuck your thumbs or your palms up under the back, resting the hips on the heels of the hand for a little deeper version of bridge if you like. But everything's optional, right? These are all suggestions. You can return to the original version of bridge. It's kind of early in the practice to go deep, but just listen to your body. When you're ready, well, release and come down. Slow motion. Hugging the knees in toward the chest. Little counter pose, so rock slow motion back and forth. And then tuck the nose up toward the knees, getting a little massage for the mid-back. I love the whole spine. And then, as you're ready, we'll cross the ankles over and roll on the spine a couple of times to rock yourself up to seated. Back to the beginning. So as you arrive in this seated position, open the hands, and as we lengthen up through the crown of the head, reconnect to breath. Then we'll come to hands and knees. And in hands and knees, table pose. Keep the head in line with spine. It's easy to enter into this with a dropped head. Bring the crown of the head in line with the tailbone. And then, as you arrive, lift your right leg out behind you. Root into both hands, lift the left arm. Lengthen the back of the neck by drawing the chin in slightly. It's easy to jut the chin forward here, so draw it in, check in with your balance. And we're going to pause right here in this shape. Spinal extension. One more breath. Sink the left hand and right. Rock our weight side to side. Then lift the left leg and the right hand. Establish the pose. Flex that left foot, open the toes. Lengthen through the One more breath. Sink it down. Cat-cow. Exhale, belly button towards spine, round it. And open up that space between the scapulas and the upper shoulders by pausing here for one more breath. And then inhale, soften the belly toward the earth, lift head and tail, root into the hands, lengthen. Next exhale, coming to neutral. Once more, we'll lift our right hand, left leg, spinal extension, tuck the chin in, and as you're ready, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and bring everything back here. Rock side to side. One cat-cow, belly button towards spine, round. Inhale, belly toward the earth, lift head and tail. Lengthen and neutral. Right leg, left arm. Extend and reach. And as you're ready to exhale, everything in and flow with the breath. Inhale. Continue. Last one. And sink. Big toes together, knees apart. Take a moment in child's pose. Releasing the weight of your shoulders down, releasing the arms. Sinking the hips toward the heels. And let go, and let go, and let go. One more breath. On your inhalation, root into the hands, rising right up into cat pose. So round it and cow pose. Walk your hands forward a couple of inches, turn the toes under, downward facing dog. Bending your right knee, sinking the left heel. Inhale up to the toes, sink the heels. Inhale up to the toes and sink the heels. Inhale up to the toes and sink the heels. Inhale up to the toes and let that energy shift you right into plank pose. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more breath. Now, think this through with me. I'm just going to lift up my right leg into the sky and step it up between my hands. And I'm not sure where your mat is in space. I want you to walk your hands around to the long edge of the mat so you're facing the camera or the computer or the phone or paying attention today. And come into this wide angle forward fold, releasing the weight of your head toward the earth. Allow the stretch. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your left hand far forward and bring your right hand to your left hip crease. Slide the right hand toward the left ankle as far as it will go without going outside of your edge, right? We want to keep our breath flowing and smooth. Easy does it. That was Edson burping. I don't know if the microphone caught that, but he's still providing some sound, some background. We'll bend our right elbow a little bit, opening up even more across the scapula, looking under the left armpit. One more breath. Inhale, releasing the forward. And then left hand comes to the right hip crease. Slide that left hand down toward the right ankle. Wherever it lands is perfect. No forcing, just exploring. And when you arrive, just gaze under your right armpit and let that left elbow bend a bit if you can. Listening to the sensations in the body. One more breath. Release the arms both way forward, stretching out the shoulders. You can tent the fingertips, pressing the fingertips into the earth. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, folding in, hold the elbows. On an inhalation, fingertips to the ground, lift halfway, and walk the hands around the right foot. Stepping back to plank. Lower half. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Now we'll lift the left leg into the sky. Sweep the left foot up between the hands. Step the right foot in 6 to 12 inches so that you can bring the whole right foot to the earth. Root the fingertips into the ground or into the left leg. And we're in pyramid pose. So let the head hang and shift the hips so we're squaring them with the front of the mat. Once you've arrived here, take one more breath. And soften the knees as much as you need to. Bring the hands into the hip creases. Lift the torso halfway, then lengthen through the crown. And continue to come up, up, up. Once you've arrived, standing tall, with your feet in these two separate lanes of traffic. Root down into both feet, and then bring the hands behind the back and clasp. Roll the shoulders open, lean back, look up. Take an easy does it forward fold over this front leg. Feel the grounding in the feet by this weight of the torso moving downward. Feel the feet rooting downward. One more breath. Release the hands. And once more, we'll bring our hands into our hips and lengthen halfway. Rising up, easy does it. We're going to turn in the opposite direction, so just switch the orientation of the front foot, right? So spinning around, roll the shoulders open. This time you can do the same hands as before, clasping, or bring the palms together for a namaste on the back. And then leaning backward, Anjali Mudra. And then roll the shoulders back. Gazing upward, exhale, fold. One more breath. Release the hands down. And we'll walk the hands around to the long edge of the mat and back around the left foot, stepping back to plank. From your plank pose, lower half, upward dog, and downward dog. One more breath. Picking up between the hands, step up to standing forward bend. Grab your first two fingers around the big toes and press the big toes down into the fingers, pulling up on the fingers, pulling up on the big toes with the fingers. Soften your knees a little and let go of the weight of the head. One more. Release the fingertips and rise up. Chair pose. So it's this shape of child's drawing a lightning. And if you look down, you can still see your toes in front of your knees, thighs are parallel, biceps are alongside ears, and we find our edge. Reaching out through the fingertips, press the air away, float hands to heart center. Thumbs to sternum, remembering your intention. And on your exhalation, we'll plant our right arm out in front, left elbow inside, wrap, lift the elbows to shoulder height, pull the palms slightly away from the face, just practicing eagle arms, feeling that awesome opening in the space between the scapulas. Next exhalation, we'll unwind and we'll tuck the arms in the opposite direction. So left elbow under right. One more breath. And just bring the hands back to the heart. Thumbs to sternum, checking in with your intention. Rock your weight a little side to side. From here, let's sweep fingertips along the ground, find chair pose. Reach. Smooth. And inside of your chair pose, let's root our right big toe, lifting the right heel for a moment, and then step across. You can keep just the toe on the floor, or you can wrap. Right arm comes out in front, left elbow inside, eagle pose. Sit down deep and find your edge. One more breath. Unwind, standing tall, wrap your hands back to your heart. One more breath, remembering your intention. And then we'll come back to chair pose. Sit down deep, and we'll step the left foot across, wrapping, maybe not. Left arm out in front, right elbow inside, and lift the elbows to shoulder height. Sit down deep, finding your edge. An eagle. Spread your fingers wide. And just be in this shape. Symbolizing courage and freedom. Now sweep open, and hands come back to heart. Stepping your feet into mountain pose, remember your intention. From here, we'll sweep fingertips along the ground, find chair once more, and dive into the pool, standing forward bend. Inhaling, halfway lift, exhaling, forward. Inhale, step back to plank. Then from your plank pose, shifting forward, lower half. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From your downward facing dog, send your right leg up into the sky. Sink the left heel. Stay yoked to breath. And pause right here in three-legged down dog. Just be with your body, be with your breath. Exhale, right foot up between the hands. Left knee to the ground, rise up in the low lunge. Exhale, hands to the ground. Lift the left knee. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Feel the rooting, grounding of your feet. And cartwheel back. Plank pose. Lowering half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg in the sky. Sink the right heel and just hang out here for a few breaths. Exhale, left foot up between the hands, right knee to the ground, rising up. Exhale, hands to the ground, lift the right knee, and rising crescent. Fingertips touch, warrior two. Cartwheel back, hand plank. Lower half, upward dog, downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Release the weight of the head. One more breath. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Remember intention. Sweep fingertips along the ground, chair. Dive in, standing forward bend. Walk the hands back. Lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps between hands. From here, rise in crescent. Find your balance. Sink your hands to your heart or your hips, whatever makes more sense to you. Root into that right foot. And then begin to slide the left foot up around the mat, around the right knee, coming into eagle legs. Left arm out in front, right elbow inside, eagle arms. One more breath. Now transition out of this right into crescent. Stepping that left foot back, unwinding the arms, reaching up. Sweep the hands to the ground, and we'll step the right foot back next door to the left and lower half. Inhaling up dog, exhaling down dog. Left leg reaches. Sweep left foot up between the hands, rising in crescent pose. And so transitioning from this standing balance into eagle takes some courage. And the freedom to let yourself try something new. To let yourself try the challenge. So sink hands to heart or hips, your choice. And then you can try to keep that front knee bent as you sweep Around into eagle legs. And then right arm out in front, left elbow inside, eagle. Lifting the elbows to shoulder height. Sink the shoulders away from the jawline. Sit down deep in your eagle pose. One more breath. And then unwind the legs and arms into crescent pose. Step your right foot up next door to your left, floating hands to heart. Left foot steps back, crescent legs. Inhale, arms up. Left elbow out in front, right elbow inside, eagle arms. Lean back slightly. And then maybe journey those elbows to the front of the right knee. Or just stack them on top of the thighs, you decide. Lengthen from the tail through the crown, rooting downward into the right foot. Keeping the back of the neck long, lots of space for the breath. Next exhalation, we'll rise up. And really, really rooted in the right foot. See if we can sweep the left foot around, coming up into eagle legs. Maybe, maybe not. Play your way in, no forcing, only exploration. Inhale, unwind the arms, unwind the legs, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in. And step your right foot back into crescent legs. Reach the arms up. And we'll wind the right arm out in front, left elbow inside, eagle arms. Exhale. Hold in at your own pace, your own depth. So yoga comes to everybody's body differently. Each pose manifests in a little different way. We are all, yes, inherently the same, and yet our mechanisms in our body react a little differently to the position. So be patient with you, remove comparison, up to what's here for you. On your exhalation, belly button towards spine, lifting the arms along with you, and then rooting into that front foot. Slide the right foot up and around, eagle legs. Sit down deep. I was reminded yesterday that the divine comes to everyone in a little different way. That's why we have so many religions in the world. That's why we have so many ways of, as Rumi says, I think it was Rumi, maybe it was Hafiz, there are a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So before we fall over and kiss the ground, unwind our legs, unwind our arms, float hands to heart. Check in with intention. Rock your weight a little side to side. And then as you're ready, let's rise up in chair one more time. Dive in, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Exhaling, draw the knees to the ground. Cross ankles over, rolling through, or just swing the legs around to the side. Sitting down, we're going to bring our right ankle up to the top of our left knee. So you can move that foot away as far as feels good to get it there. Press the hands into the floor. It's going to feel kind of crunchy at first. So roll the shoulders back, press into the hands, lengthen the arms, flex the feet, open the toes. Maybe walk that foot a little closer. Maybe not. Try to keep the shoulders out of the ears. One more breath. Maybe exploring a little closer. And then unwind. Walk the feet out a little bit. Press the hands into the floor to sit tall. Bring the left ankle on the right knee. You can lean back to get there and find your edge. Allowing some space and time for that left knee to drop out. Walking the right foot in a little, maybe, to explore your edge. Notice that the two sides are different. The two sides of the same body can be different, right? How much different can each body be, right? And then maybe a little closer for one more breath. Exhaling, unwind. Come lying down on your back. Drag the knees in, nice and close, and wrap your forearms around the shins as tightly as you can. Maybe the head lifts, and you can rock a little in that mid-back. Just squeezing everything in. And exhale, release down to the earth, just releasing everything for a moment. Now draw the knees in, take a hold of the long edges of the feet for happy baby. Rock a little bit side. One more breath. Come to stillness. Draw the soles of the feet together for reclined cobbler's pose, releasing the weight of the back, the weight of the hips. Place one hand on your heart, one hand. Draw the soles of the feet to the ground. Bring your right arm out in front, left elbow inside, wrap into eagle arms. Then, let's see, right leg on top, come into eagle legs. Exhale, belly button towards spine, lift up into a little crunch. And again, with your exhale, repeating. One more. And unwind. Left knee over right, eagle legs. Under right, eagle arms. And a few more crunches, about 5. You ready? Exhale, belly button towards spine. Lower. Exhale. Okay, one more. Unwind. Let the knees drop together, heels and toe apart, so that the legs are supporting each other in center. Let your hands drop open. Take a big yawn. Even a pretend one. It's good for your jaw. Sometimes I clench for sure in that pose, so clench my jaw. So give it some love, some movement. A big stretching yawn can be nice, and actually, if you get a real yawn, that can be excellent to take you deeper towards Shavasana. So let your thumbs drop out toward the sides, elbows draw in, maybe your scapulas draw up under the back slightly, and we'll send the legs out along the ground, letting the feet drop open. And scan the body, and notice anywhere there's sensation. Just a quick scan from head to toe. Notice any sensation. Just be with that sensation for a moment without judgment. Be brave enough to notice what's here. Be free enough to notice and to listen to your body without stuffing sensations or stuffing even emotions. So just notice if there's any emotions here now. And then mindfully soften the face. Quiet your dog and soften your throat. Relax your shoulders. Your head. Relax your arms, hands, and fingers. Soften your chest and your belly. Relax your hips, legs, feet, and toes. Surrender completely. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, wrapping your right hand up to your left shoulder, left hand over to the right shoulder. Just give yourself a little hug. Place the feet on the floor. Ease to your right side. Pause for a breath in gratitude. Gratitude for the breath. Maybe you can tap into the beating of your own heart. So we can be grateful for this heart, working behind the scenes all the time. Pressing into your top hand, rise up to a comfortable seated position with eyes closed and sitting tall. Maybe you can spend another breath being grateful for our whole body. Just as it is. And then we'll draw our chin toward our chest. Ease the eyes open. Inhale, arms and gaze up. Exhaling, hands to heart. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. Thank you for practicing with me today. And it's really lovely. It's really lovely if you drop in a comment and just let me know you're here. It's always good to know that I'm not practicing in a vacuum. Thank you all for all of your notes and cards and inboxes and texts and voicemails. I feel like I have lots and lots of support, but keep it up because it's helpful to all of us. So thank you, and we'll see you again next time.